Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be talking about owning an RV versus renting an RV. And really the question is ownership really worth all of the hassle and upkeep, or is it easier to just rent that RV when you need it? That's the big question, right, guys? My name is Jeremy and this is Jeremy's World 10. So I've owned multiple types of RVs over the past 20 years, and today my goal with this video is to help you carefully consider both scenarios in order to make, well-informed decision. I guess, well, really that's my opinion. I'm hoping that it'll lead you guys to a little insight. Are you looking for a long-term relationship with an RV loan? That might be the first question that I ask you. Making a large purchase is like maybe getting married, right? Possible to keep you from committing from that long-term relationship that you may regret. I mean, who would ever regret getting married, right? Duh, nobody. The idea of owning an RV may be an ongoing discussion for you or your family, your significant other. You think that it would be really great, as it could open the door to traveling across this beautiful country with a newfound freedom. And if you're considering the RV life, maybe you want to be able to live in it, it's important to really look at the season of life that you're in and make a decision that is going to be practical, that best fits your family or scenario. And now, for the purpose of this video, we're gonna use this RV leisurely. This isn't gonna be something that we're going to live in. It's going to be day tripping, maybe even going to your favorite sporting event, going tailgating. This is not full-time living in it, because then it would totally dramatically change everything. For this video, we're also going to use the Class C, and that's gonna be typically a gas RV. It's a super common and popular RV that has that van front end with like the cab over the front of it. I mean, you haven't missed it if you don't know what I'm talking about. If you'd like me to break that down in another video, let me know in the comment section and we'll really get into Class Cs and all the different things about those. Before we really get into buying an RV versus renting an RV, let's talking about the basics that you're gonna wanna consider for both scenarios, because whether you're renting it or owning it, you wanna know. First of all, where do you plan on traveling? Keeping in mind that many state parks allow RVs under a certain length. Be sure to check into this, as you might be a little disappointed when you show up and they turn you away because either the RV you rented or bought is too big. This is the first time that bigger isn't always better. Especially with the high prices of fuel these days, the longer the coach, the more difficult it can be to pull into places like gas stations, restaurants, or that spot that you purchased online thinking no problem, your RV will fit in there. Another thing to consider is how many beds do you need? Many RVs say that they can sleep 6, not mentioning that it may be 2 adults and 4 children. Just due to the size of the bed, 2 adults just might not fit in some of the beds, like a dinette bed, or at least be comfortable. Another thing to think about is how many days per month can you realistically use it? It's going to change dramatically depending on the part of the country you live in. So now, me living out here in Southern California, I might be able to use my RV year round because we don't have that crazy white stuff all over the ground. That plays a big part in it, because freezing temperatures, it may not be so fun to have an RV. Hey, maybe you love camping in the snow. Let me know in the comments below. So now, if you're thinking definitely ownership over renting for an RV, that's your goal. Let's take a deep look into this RV ownership and see if it's perfect for you. So the first step, we want you to make a list of everything you need versus want. And if you have not seen our video on us buying an RV, I suggest you go and watch it. It really is important to make this list, because once you arrive at that dealership or RV show, it really becomes overwhelming. You start looking at so many coaches, and it's also really easy to get sucked into the cool features that may not be actually on your list of what you need. Before you go, I would also decide on a price range that you feel comfortable paying. Or you could leave broke with an RV that you're going to have to live with down by the river. There's so many of these things that we're going to discuss in more detail in our buying an RV, so be sure to go and check out that video, as I don't want to be redundant in this. You've been searching high and low, and you finally found the RV of your dreams, and now the fun part is dealing with the sales person on the price. Financing options, possibly warranty terms and costs. That in itself could be a whole different video that you must go watch before buying an RV, because trust me guys, I'm gonna save you a whole bunch of money. So I will put a link to that video down below as well. To keep this simple, we're going to say that your new or slightly used Class C RV is $100,000. Yes, you heard me correctly. $100,000, which seems crazy to me, but at that price, it's not far out there. If you purchase a $50,000 RV, you could cut your monthly expenses in half accordingly. We're gonna use that as a nice round number. So most loan companies are gonna require a 10% down payment, which is a cool 10K. And then depending on the great state that you live in, taxes, registration, and many other BS that they can add on, like a warranty, which that's a whole nother video in itself again. Gosh, I'm creating content as I'm making you this video. Well, hooray. You get to drive off the lot with 10K less in your savings and a $700 a month payment in this new rapidly depreciating home. And as condescending as I may sound, I do love owning an RV. You will need to look deeper at what that monthly expenses could be for this new RV outside of your loan payment, because sometimes people don't consider that. So we've established that our payment is going to be about $700 on this $100,000 motorhome. It's also going to be assuming that we got a good interest rate. It's a 15-year loan depending on current interest rate. So now let's talk about some of the monthly expenses that you're also going to incur on this. Let's say roughly insurance could be anywhere from about $50 to $75 depending on where you live. Don't forget about the small consumables like tank sanitizers, toilet paper, and other miscellaneous items that are going to constantly need to be replaced, just like in your real home. We also want to take a look at monthly maintenance. I'm going to say $100 of savings being put away because for things that go bad. And the reason I'm using $100 is because when something goes wrong on an RV, it's always $500 or $1,000. This would allow for a $1,200 a year budget for maintenance. That's going to be really key. So when they do go bad, you have that savings. Now for things not included in your warranty, blown out a tire, broken sewer pipe, pulling into a campground on uneven or worse, breaking a leveling jack, these are all things that could really go wrong. Now let's break down some of these numbers. We're looking at our RV payment of $700, our insurance of $50, our maintenance of $100, general use items $25 to $50. So we're going to call that $900 per month to own that RV. This is going to put us at a monthly expense rate of $900, assuming that you can store it at your house. Maybe you're going to call up your buddy and ask him if you can store it over there. If not, easily $100 to $175 per month for outside uncovered storage. Some homeowners associations don't even allow you to store it on your property. I mean, that's just crazy, but I know that that's a thing. For those of you that live in freezing temperatures, you may also have to consider indoor or covered storage, as well as winterizing your RV so that it doesn't cause even more damage now that all of those parts and pipes are freezing up and you don't even get to use the RV. Now wait, you bought your RV and like a house, it has furnishing, but nothing else. Just in case you may not have a clue of what you will need, my wife Rachel and I made another video, go figure, covering all the RV essentials that you're gonna want in your new RV. Do you see the trend here, guys? I'm here to help you on this RV journey. That video, the must-have essentials gear for newbies and RV owners, and exterior items and interior items for RV beginners. So all kinds of stuff. So now after you're done buying everything on my list, as well as, wait a second, new bedding and countless other necessities that you probably just spent another easy $1,000. And it is probably way under, but I know I don't want to completely scare you that bad. Do you see the money just flying out the window here? Like, what am I doing buying this RV? I forgot to mention that we are going to be playing Are You Smarter Than a Fourth Grader in this math episode version. The first thing we want to do is we want to figure out how many days a month we will actually get to use this RV. For an example, are we going to use it 2 weekends a month? Maybe 6 days. I believe it's a new year. I mean, where did 2022 even go? It just flew by faster than ever. And if we use the RV 6 days a month at $900 per month, 900 divided by 6, is going to equal $150 per day. Well, that's not bad at all, but this month we only used it 3 days. So you go 900 divided by 3. Well, I could stay in some pretty nice places for $300 a night. These are all things to consider. Well, now don't forget that both of these examples are assuming that no storage fees. For those of you that are able to use it more, that is going to be great, because I know how busy life gets and it's tough to take off work or use it more than 2 or 3 days a month. And let's talk storage while we bring it up. It may sound great, but you're not storing it at your house. You don't have this oversized car in your driveway or on the side of your house looking like Cousin Ezzy is visiting. But I'm going to tell you this, you are more likely to use your RV for short trips, even day trips, if your RV is easily accessible. This is why your TV is in the living room and your treadmill is, I think it's in the garage, or maybe the wife sold it. I don't know. But you get what I'm talking about. If you have the space, keep it close. Again, that's my 10 cents. Another part that sounds crazy is the less you use it, the worse it is on your RV. For instance, you didn't use it for the last 2 months, now you get in it, you go to start the generator and it doesn't want to start. There is always going to be something, and that is why that maintenance savings is so important. Maybe in a future video, we will be talking about basic RV maintenance. Again, guys, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. So let's recap on all of this a little bit. So that $100,000 Class C RV is going to roughly cost you $10,800 annually for ownership. And if you have to store it, that's another $1,800 to $2,500 a month or a year. You had to take $10,000 from savings for that down payment and another $1,000 to gear it up. Now, I may have just talked myself straight into selling my RV. The pros and cons that I came up with, guys. So first, the pros. You get to put your personal touch on it. Number 2, you get to have this spontaneous weekend getaway. Sometimes those are the best. No plans, no itinerary. Just let's get out of the house and go. Whether it's to the beach, to the desert, to the mountains, it doesn't even matter. It's your RV. Now, packing it early and keeping these essentials in your RV is also going to be a huge plus. All right, now it's your turn to give me one pro that you love about owning an RV. Make sure you comment down below and tell me why you love it. Now, you could generate income by renting out your RV when you're not using it. And if you would like to take a look at the coaches we have for rent, head over to BigJ'sRVRentals.com. Another great thing about it is you may be able to deduct the interest on your taxes. Of course, I'm not a tax professional, but you will want to check that out. And then you have the ability to let, your family and friends use your RV. I mean, who doesn't want to just loan out their RV to everybody? It's kind of like a truck, you have the truck, everybody wants to borrow your truck. Same thing with an RV. That's going to be, hey, can I borrow your RV? So anyways, those are some of the pros to owning an RV. So now we're going to jump right into the cons and talk about those. So now that we're going to jump into the cons, we covered all of the good things. So some of the cons is going to be most RV loans are going to require that 10% down payment, robbing that from your savings. So that would be one thing. Second, obviously the monthly payment, that $900 a month, with the insurance, and if the storage was another thing. Now again, guys, give me something that you feel is a con to owning an RV in the comments section. For me, the biggest thing is going to be the maintenance and the costly repairs. And if you do decide to rent it out and you don't rent it out that month, reminder that, you're still going to have to make the payment. Now, one of the cons is if you don't own an RV, well, your family can't ask to borrow it. So maybe that's a good thing, right? That was a lot more info than I really thought I had up there in this giant melon. I think I just impressed myself And I hope that you guys are finding some of this informative. You may not have ever considered some of these things. And if that's the case, give this video a big thumbs up. And I tell you to smash that subscribe button, but I know that you already did. We're not done here. Now it's time to jump into renting an RV. And as if this is even an option, right? How do you rent an RV, right? Well, technology has brought with it an opportunity like nothing else. These days, there are several websites that you can go to, like Outdoorsy, RV and Go, RV Shares, and then you have companies like El Monte RV or Cruise America that allow you to browse RVs for rent. I mean, tons of options and different body types. I mean, everything that you could possibly want for that perfect trip, for that family vacation. Now, here's the thing. They can range in anywhere from $100 to $1,000 per night, depending on your requirements and the luxury that you desire. So sites like RV Share and RV and Go connect you to a fleet of privately owned RVs like My RV. You can even search your area or maybe the area that you're going to be visiting. This is essentially the Airbnbs of RVs. Boy, that was a mouthful. Now, what I like about this is how many options are available. And if I was thinking about buying a new RV, I might even recommend going and checking out a similar model to make sure that it's everything that you love about it. Now, renting from an individual could offer you ways to customize your rental needs. Like you could add a barbecue, add chairs, or even a bike rack and have it set up at your desired camp spot, ready for you to even arrive. There are so many ways that you can do this. And now what's great about this is you can even reduce the cost of renting by providing your own insurance binder from your insurance company. Man, this is sounding easier and easier. Now, you may not like the idea of renting out someone's personal RV. So there are companies like Cruise America or El Monte RV with rentals that can help you out. Some of these rentals are more economy models that don't have as many slides to them or the features that you might really appreciate. Now that you decide, what is your perfect RV, now it's time to choose the dates, pay online, put the deposit down, and boom! Now it's time to just show and go. This is the new way to go RVing without the monthly expense of a Class C ownership. So let's take a look at the annual ownership cost that we've established as $10,800 and figure that into the average night cost is $225 per night renting an RV. Now, this budget would allow you to rent an RV for 48 days. Now, that's almost 2 months of being trapped in a small room with your wife and kids. Wait, why would anyone want to do this? I'm just kidding. Well, kinda. Is that more or less than you think that you would do? It started to make me think that this could be a better option. So let's take a look at the pros and cons of renting an RV. Now, the biggest pro to me is that I'm not going to have to rob my piggy bank of that $10,000 for that 100 grand motorhome. Also, I may not be able to use the RV this month and I don't have those monthly reoccurring payments that every RV ownership is going to come with. Now, many RVs come ready to use. Barbecue, camp chairs, and cooking, kitchenware are all included, along with a killer suspension package by WeldTechDesigns.com are all included in our Class C RV rental over at BigJsRVRentals.com. Guys, sorry, I just couldn't help myself again. I gotta let you know. I mean, maybe you're on the fence too. Well, what's great is you're not gonna have to store it, you don't have any maintenance, and you get to try a different RV each month. I mean, that would be pretty awesome, and most of these RVs are only a few years old. Securing the dates that you want for that perfect RV require you to plan your getaway adventure in advance. You gotta plan ahead. Another thing is of course you like to put that personal touch on it, and many RVs require a 3-day minimum, which is going to, maybe you don't want to take it that long. Those quick trips are going to happen less. I do rent out my personal RV, and it was a little weird at first, but if it rents out even one time per month for 3 to 4 days, it really can help me offset the expenses. And if you'd like a video all about renting your RV, comment below and I will make a video just for you about what it takes to rent out your RV. So if you own a Class C, or heck, if you own any RV, be sure to head over to weldtechdesigns.com because they are doing so much to improve the suspension and gain the necessary ground clearance for your next journey. So with many tough decisions to be made here, and you're gonna have to decide for yourself and make your own list of the pros and cons of RV ownership. Is right for you, or is renting going to be better? I mean, it's really kind of a tough one. And of course, I encourage you to make a list yourself to decide, do I want to own or do I want to rent? Because man, renting is really easy these days. Well, I guess we're going to wrap that up. I hope that you guys found something in this video informative. Maybe you've never even considered renting your RV out and didn't even know that that was an option through some of these sites. So I definitely encourage you to check those out because you could also make a little bit of passive income on renting out your RV. It's huge in the US and there's people every day looking to rent RVs all across the country. So that's pretty cool. Well, for me, I'm gonna tell you that even though I almost talked myself out of owning an RV, I still do love owning it. I love being able to customize it for myself, as well as being able to make those quick trips to the beach. It's great having the little kids. We have the outdoor shower in it. I mean, and if they have to use the bathroom or need to take a nap, it's right there. So it's definitely going to be a plus. I'm still on the ownership side of it. Of course, guys, I know that there's something that I missed in this video, and I love talking to you guys and telling me what you guys think of my crazy world here. So that's what that comment section is all about. Otherwise, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna go camping. I'm headed to Quartzsite, Arizona for a big RV show. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I hope to see you guys out there. Guys, I'm Jeremy from Jeremy's World 10, and I'll see you in the next video.